Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to our de-desking session this morning, our chair yoga, and having another session where we explore our breath to bring forward our parasympathetic side of our nervous system to enter into a more relaxed state and come away from that fight and flight and that high register that we always find ourselves in throughout our working day, and also finding ways to move our bodies using a chair for support in order to counteract those everyday issues that we might have when we spend a long period of time sitting down, working with clients, working at desks, using devices, and we find that we may have certain issues with neck, shoulders, where we hold tension, issues with the spine and the lower back, where we're seated for long periods. So, finding ways this morning to move and to find some release and flexibility, mobility, and strength throughout our bodies. So, as always, if you are following on this morning, just move in a way that feels absolutely right for you. There's no right and no wrong. I'll be using a chair, and if you are, again, just following along, use a chair which will support your weight, and ideally not an office chair with wheels. So something that will support you when you're shifting your weight around, something like a normal household dining chair is absolutely ideal. So when we're moving, do what feels right for you. If at any point what I'm doing doesn't suit you in any way, then just back off, take a moment to rest and to breathe, and then follow along again when you feel that you're wanting to. And that would be absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to step back to my chair, and we can make a start with the breathing. So just sitting really comfortably, and I'm sitting slightly away from my backrest, so not using the backrest, so therefore straight away just gently engaging the muscles around the core, sitting up a little bit tall through the spine, and hands wherever is comfortable, so maybe on the knees or the side of the chair, in order for the shoulders to just relax down a little bit. And we're going to use our breath just to soften through our body, find a little bit of stillness, and just to notice how we're feeling this morning and bring our focus into our breath and really notice how it feels when we inhale and when we exhale, and what part of our body is really affected by our breath through the chest and the shoulders. So we inhale and exhale, and straight away notice where your breath may be. You may find that it feels like it's in the top part of your chest or further down to your ribs, or you may have the sensation that it is going all the way down to your tummy area. And that's what we're aiming for. Really nice long inhalation, drawing the breath down, filling up the abdomen as if the tummy's a balloon. And then as we exhale, the area deflates and we have a really nice long exhalation. So we'll take 2 or 3 more breaths. Just get a sense again of where the breath is sitting. And if it feels comfortable enough, try and make your inhalation a little longer, a little deeper. Breath down. It may be a good aid to Have your hands on your tummy area, and when you inhale, drawing the breath down, you get the sensation then that the fingers are just ever so slightly coming apart. And when we exhale, the fingers come back together. And we're drawing the breath all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. And if we are able to inflate and deflate that tummy area, we're really getting into that diaphragmatic breathing, which slows down our heart rate, begins to lower our blood pressure, and begins to bring forwards our rest and digest side of our nervous system, and enables us to come down and away from that fight and flight. So although it's still fairly early in the morning, we will have our minds on the day ahead and all those things that we need to do on our to-do list, and emails we need to answer, phone calls we need to make. But we're going to use our breath to bring our attention inwards, connecting our mind with our body. And as we do so, we just recognize and we just acknowledge that all those things that we need to attend to today and tomorrow are really important, but we don't need to attend to them now, and that we are just taking a few moments this hour just on self-care, looking after our mind, looking after our body, and when we return to work, we'll be a little more productive and safe in the knowledge that we are taking care of ourselves as well as other people. We'll begin to focus on taking a really long exhalation. And we could do that through gently counting. So we'll inhale for a count of 3, and then we'll exhale to a count of 4. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go to 5 on the exhale. So in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take one deep inhale and a long exhale. And with our breathing now, continue with that theme of trying to elongate our exhalation. We'll introduce a slight hold in between the inhale and the exhale. So we'll inhale for 3, hold our breath for 2, and then exhale for that count of 4, and then we'll build up to 5 again. So if my count and if the hold in the middle feels too restrictive for you, then just breathe in a way that feels absolutely right for you. Don't want to feel like you're being starved of breath at any point at all. As we exhale, be mindful of your neck and your shoulders and just relax down. Use your breath to really let your shoulders sink down and become a little bit heavier. We can soften our gaze, relax the jaw, and relax the tongue. So we'll do 3 or 4 rounds, and then after which another long inhale and exhale just to finish off. So we'll inhale, 2, 3, hold, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, hold, hold, out, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, hold, 2, 3, in, 2, 3, hold, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time. In, 2, 3, hold, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, hold, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one in, 2, 3, hold, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Long inhale, exhale. Really good. All right, fantastic. So we'll begin to move. As we're moving, we need to still be mindful of our breath. And as I'm guiding through our movements, I'll give instructions about inhaling and exhaling. And as a very loose general rule of thumb, we will inhale on an upward movement and exhale on a downward movement. But once again, if my pace doesn't suit you or if the breathing doesn't feel right, then just return to a way that suits you best. So thinking about how we're sitting again, and knees are just right above the ankles. My spine is long, gently engaging the muscles around the core, just giving that slight lift up through the body. And let's just begin with some really gentle shoulder rolls. So any way that feels right, forwards or backwards, both together or one at a time, just rolling around. And after we've got a little bit of rhythm going with the movement, we reintroduce the breath. So as we inhale, our shoulders go upwards. And as we exhale, shoulders roll down. And move at any pace that feels right for you. Connect movement with the breath. And as we're moving and breathing, notice how our shoulders and our neck feel. Notice if there's any tension. Notice if the muscles feel tight. Maybe some clicks and pops through the movement of your bones and your ligaments. All right, really good. So one or two more rotations. And then on the next downward movement, long exhale, and the shoulders return to its neutral position. And we'll raise the arms. So inhaling, sweeping the arms up, reach up. So really lengthen up through the spine, squeeze up through the fingers, and then exhale and let it go. Sweep the arms back down, really nice. And we'll go again. Inhale, arms up, reaching, squeezing up, and exhale, lowering the hands back down. Do one more. Inhale, arms up, And this time we'll use our hands and we'll take a side bend. So I'm leaving my right hand up. I'm sweeping my left hand down, taking the side of the chair, gripping hold for support, and then tipping over to the left-hand side and stretch through the right-hand side of the body. Push up through the fingers, stretch all the way from the right hip, across the side of the body, through the shoulder, up to the fingers. Really good. So we'll return to a neutral position through the spine. Use the left arm. Exhale, lower the right arm. Grip hold of the chair and bend over to the right and really stretch again. Or inhale, right hand comes back up, squeezing upwards. Exhale, this time the arms will drop to our cactus position. So really fantastic de-desking position, working on shoulders and spine and neck. And we squeeze the hands and the elbows back, joining the shoulder blades together behind us, lifting the chest. And then sweep the hands forward to our heart center in a prayer-like position. Really nice. And let's work on fingers and wrists. So spending a lot of time working at desks and devices, our range of movement in fingers and wrists is often quite restricted to certain movements. So let's give it a really full range of movement. So I'm clasping my fingers together and then shuffling so my fingers are in towards my chest and my elbows poke outwards, and then pushing the palms away. So stretch through the fingers, stretch through the wrists. Take an inhale and raise the arms up. And then really squeeze up once again. Really push the palms up to the ceiling. And exhale. Coming back down. And we'll unravel. And then let's just rotate the wrists. So any way that feels right. Little rotation through, backwards and forwards. Really good. So remember to keep breathing. Wonderful. And back to a neutral position. So more work on fingers and hands. And then at the same time, we're continuing with that flexibility and strength through the arms and shoulders. So I'm just going to flash my fingers out and in. So gripping the fingers into fists as they go in. And again, move as fast or as slow as feels right for you. Really pushing up through the fingers, make it a really mindful movement, and then gripping together. So continuing with that finger flashing, bringing the hands down by our sides, still working on those fingers. Take an inhale and raise the arms up. So still working on the fingers, flashing away. Bring the arms right the way up to the top. Really good. Arms drop to cactus, still working on the fingers. And sweeping around. Bring the hands to our heart center. Fantastic. And rest. So we'll take a breath here. And exhale. Soften through the shoulders once again. Really nice. So hands back down on the knees, and let's work on our neck. And really gentle when we're doing the neck exercises. If at any point there's any discomfort or pain, then just stop and ease off and find a different way of moving or just rest again. So just going to simply rotate the neck around the body, but with using our breath. So as we inhale, we'll then release the exhale and drop the left ear down to the left shoulder. And then inhale. And on the exhale, gently roll the chin down to the chest. Take a breath there. And on the next inhale, we'll roll up to the other side. So the right ear is on the right shoulder. Full breath. Inhale. And bring the head up sideways to a neutral position. Really good. And we'll just wrap around the other way. So inhale. On the exhale, right ear to right shoulder. A full breath. On the exhale, roll the chin to chest. One full breath. Inhaling, roll the up to the left ear, left shoulder. Release the breath. Inhale again. And the head comes up to neutral position. Really good. So before we work our way down to other parts of our body, let's just return to shoulder rolls. So a couple shoulder rolls, use the breath again, inhale, exhale. Just release any more tension that we may have found through the head rolls. All right, really good. So we'll work our way downwards and introducing muscles in the core as we start the side twist. So as we side twist, we're going to use our breath. So we inhale, really squeeze up, getting the sensation that the hips are starting to come off the chair. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the shoulders round to the right. And as we go, plant the hands down. So the right hand's on the left knee, and the left hand comes to the side of the chair or round to the base of the spine. And if we're comfortable in the neck, we can gaze over the left shoulder. So continue to breathe. Take another inhale, squeeze up a little further. And on the exhale, twist round a little bit more if we can. One more breath. And on our next exhalation, we're going to unravel and come back round to the front. We'll inhale again. Squeeze upwards through the spine, and on the exhale, twist round to the right. Draw the shoulders around, cross the hands over. Gaze over the right shoulder. On our next inhale, squeeze up through the spine, and exhale and twist round just a little bit more. On our next exhale, we're unraveling and back round to the front. Hands on knees, and we're going to forward fold. So we'll inhale, and then just gently roll forward so the chest comes across the tops of the legs. Head becomes heavy, and crown of the head pointing towards the floor. And we may be able to gaze backwards underneath the chair or looking at knees. And just breathe and just allow ourselves to become a little heavier. Shoulders finding gravity, pulling us down, and maybe feeling a little stretch in the lower back. So we're going to come back up to seated. First of all, I'm going to plant my chin firmly in my chest and leave it there. as I'm pushing up through my hands and bringing my shoulders back up to seated. And then just ensuring that my head comes up last of all so we don't go dizzy. Really good. All right. So continuing with our movement around uh, our core area, our tummy and our hips, I'm just going to shuffle my weight forwards on my chair. So my pelvis is right on the edge of the chair, still supporting my weight with my feet, but I've got a little bit more of a range of movement as we work on leg strength and hip flexibility and mobility. And just very simply then, I'm just going to step my legs out to either side and get that range of movement. So as we lift our leg, it's very tempting then for our shoulders to fall forward because we're working with the weight of our lower body. So we can have our hands on our chair by our sides, and therefore we're lifting the chest and keeping that length right the way through our back. So using our breath, we inhale, pick up the right foot, sweep it round to the right hand side and lower down. And we'll go back to the middle. So lift, come round, drop down, swap over to the left foot up, sweep round, drop down, and keep going through. So this time when we do it, we're going to use our breath. So matching the upward movement with the inhale, we sweep across and then drop down with the exhale. So inhale, right foot up, sweep across, exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift, sweep across, exhale down. On the left, inhale, sweep and drop. Inhale, lift, sweep across and drop down. Really good. So we'll go again. We'll return to our breath, and this time we'll really notice our breathing as an echo of what we did at the beginning of the session. So we'll lift the foot and count 3. We'll sweep across, which will be our hold of the breath, and then we'll lower down as slowly as we can, hoping to reach a count of 4. Do the same on the way back, and then over to the left again. So firm grip on the chair, and then we'll inhale and lift. 2, 3, hold as we sweep, and lower down nice and slowly. 2, 3, 4, straight back up. Inhale and lift. 2, 3, hold as we sweep. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. The foot's down. Let's go on the left. Inhale and lift. 2, 3, sweep. Hold, hold, lower down. 2, 3, 4, and back up. In. 2, 3, hold, and sweep, and down. 2, 3, 4. Really good. Both legs this time. Stepping them out to the side gives us the opportunity to have a space in between our knees, ensuring that we're nice and secure in our posture, shuffling the feet a little to make sure that the knees are directly above the ankles, and that way we've got a secure position as possible. And we'll take a forward fold again. So option here this time then, so we can either keep the hands on the knees or we can reach down for the floor. So with the little space in between us, we're aiming to get a little bit more of an intense stretch across the lower back, but whatever feels right for you in terms of the support that you need. We'll inhale and then exhale and come all the way down. So our shoulders will drop a little further. We may be able to reach the floor. Crown of the head heavy again and gazing backwards. So maybe feeling that stretch across the lower back, and also maybe feeling a little stretch across the insides and the tops of the legs. And as we inhale, we bring the shoulders back up, keeping that chin Planted on the chest again. Shoulders back up to the top, and then we lift the head. Really nice. We'll return to our twists. So as we did before, but now we've got the legs wider apart, the twist will be a little bit more intense. Really important then that we use our breath. So we'll inhale, lengthen up, exhale, twist round to the left. Really reaching across with the right hand to that left knee and drawing ourselves into the twist. So hopefully feeling that's a little bit more intense as a stretch and a twist. And on the next exhale, we unravel, come back around to the front, and we'll go over to the right. So inhale again, exhale, twist round to the right. The left hand on the right knee, right hand on the side of the chair, drawing ourselves around. Coming back to the front. We'll inhale and we'll forward fold once again. Stretching down. And inhaling and coming back up. So chin on chest, head coming up last of all. Take an inhale and an exhale. Really good. So let's bring in our arms into our twisting and folding movements. So we'll begin by taking an inhale and raising the arms up as we did before and just stopping at that T position there. So ensuring that we're as relaxed in the shoulders as we can, and then we'll take a twist. So inhale, we'll draw our shoulders round to the left, but just so that our right hand is parallel with our right knee. So everything across in the same plane, and we'll gaze forwards over the right fingers. Really good. Then we're going to take a bend in the right elbow, and we're going to tip forward so the forearm goes onto the right knee. We maintain this twist in the left shoulder, so the left shoulder's up and keeping the chest open. And the left hand then, so we've got an option here. Left hand can stay on the hip, enabling us to draw the left shoulder back. Or we can take that left arm right the way up and over the head. And so the left fingers are pointing out over the right knee, keeping that shoulder twist. Really good. And we'll come back down. So the left hand sweeps back down, goes into the T position. Right arm comes back up. We'll rotate through the front and straight over to the right hand side. So take a moment to check our alignment. So the arms are parallel with the right leg pointing out over, the left pointing out over the left knee. We gaze forwards, bend in the left elbow and forward fold. Once again, check where we are with this right shoulder. Make sure it's up and back, opening up through the chest. And then right hand can come up and over the head. So the biceps by the ear, and we're squeezing out through the fingers. And rotating back through then. So right hand drops down, left hand extends out. We'll twist round so the shoulders are at the front, the arms are still up. Very gently then. So lots of work on shoulder strength now, lifting the arms up, stretch out through the fingers as we've done before. And then on the exhale, arms drop to cactus. And then coming round to heart center. Really nice. Wonderful. And hands down to knees. So taking our twisting and bending to another step in our sequence. So working on a more kind of sideways bend by drawing the left foot inwards, so it's facing straight forwards, and then extending the right leg out to the side of the chair and bringing the weight of the leg onto the heel, so the toes are pointing upwards. So in a mat yoga session, this would be equivalent to our gate pose. And it means that we can do a really nice side bend and also a twist and a fold. So gate pose and pyramid pose, using the chair for support. So let's do gate pose first of all. We'll draw the hands up into T position. And then just really gently tipping over to the right hand side, allowing the right hand to go down onto the right leg, wherever, as far as we can reach. And again, left hand can either be on the left hip, keeping the shoulders up and back. So hopefully not collapsing down, bringing the chest open and the shoulders back. So walking that right fingers down the right leg, stretching down as far as we can go. And if we're comfortable, we may be able to raise the left hand up once again, bicep by the ear, and stretch through the fingers. Really good. Remember to breathe. And we come back up and through. So left hand returns to the hip, shoulders come back up. Really nice. So this time then we'll inhale, raise the arms up, really squeeze up through the fingers, and then we're going to side twist through. So the shoulders will come all the way around to the right. And then on the exhale, we tip down, and both hands will come down onto the right leg, gazing downwards and stretching through. One more breath here, and then gently bringing the shoulders back up. On another inhale, we raise the arms up again, stretch up, and then bring the shoulders back round to the front. Arms dropping to cactus, and hand onto heart center. So we'll bend the right knee, step it round to the front, and we'll do this little sequence on the other side. So our right leg's going to face forwards with the knee bent. The left leg will lift and sweep round and then stretch out to the side with the foot up on the heel. And we'll begin with the shoulders facing forwards and dropping down into gate pose. So inhaling, arms into T position. And then stretching down, left hand on left leg. We can begin with the right hand on the hip, ensuring that the chest is open and the shoulders are back. Walking that left hand down a little bit more if we can. And then as we inhale, raising the right hand up and over. And really squeeze through. And we'll come back down. Right hand sweeps back. Bring the shoulders back up to neutral. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist the shoulders around to the right, the left, I'm sorry. And then on the exhale, reaching down for the left leg. So both hands stretching down as far as we can manage. And coming back up. Shoulders coming back up to the top. We're still facing the left-hand side as we inhale and raise the arms. On the exhale, we bring shoulders around to the front. Arms drop to cactus. And drawing the hands round to heart center. Bringing left knee in and sweeping back round to the front. Really good. So after all the twisting, let's take a simple forward fold. And we can forward fold with our knees at hip width apart. Hands on our knees. Inhale again. And exhale and roll forwards. And bringing shoulders back up. Wonderful stuff. So as we're still working our way down our body, the last thing we need to do is just focus on our feet and our ankles and get our blood circulating in that area too. So we're going to lift the leg as we've done before, and then just roll the ankle around like we did with the wrists. So a couple of things we can do here because our full weight is going to be on that lift. So we'll feel that muscle burn coming through the tops of our legs quite quickly. So we can either have the hands on our chair as we've done before, keeping the spine strong and long. Or if we feel we need a little bit of support for the leg, then we can just maybe have one hand under the knee and give a little bit of support there, but at the same time keeping the chest up nice and tall. So whatever feels right for you, but recognizing how much energy you have this morning, we can take an inhale and raise the right leg, and then just rolling the ankle around. So whatever speed, whatever direction, whatever feels right for you, just bring a little bit of movement in. Wiggle the toes at the same time. Really get the blood circulating down to the extremities of our feet. Our feet often neglected, especially when we're seated for long periods of time. So a little bit of movement there, get the blood flowing. So if we're starting to feel that burn through the top of the leg, we can bring the hand underneath the knee for that little bit of support. Really good, and we'll lower the right and we'll go up on the left. So left leg up and rocking and rolling with that left ankle, wiggling the toes as fast or as slow as we feel we want to. All right, really good. And bringing that foot back down. So we're going to return to our wide knee position. So stepping both legs out. And we're going to take our side twist again. And when we did this before, we had a bend in the elbow and going forward. So if we were really comfortable with that position, then that's absolutely perfect. If you're following along, this time I'm going to extend the arm and allow the hand to come down the side of the leg. So as far as feels comfortable, it could go right down to the floor, or it could be by the shin or by the ankle. It doesn't matter, but we're trying to just lengthen again through the sides of the body as we twist down, and maintaining that really deep twist as well, and opening up of the chest. So it's just a little extension to what we've done already. So we'll begin with the inhale and raising the arms to our T position. Exhale and twist round to the left, making sure that the arms are parallel with the knee. We'll stretch forwards then, so stretch across over the right knee. And then as we've reached as far as we can stretch, we'll bend down and the right hand will go down, maybe close to the right ankle. Think about where our shoulder is now, left shoulder coming up and back, opening the chest. And then, if we're comfortable, we can raise the hand up. So this time, really stretching the left hand up to the sky. So we've kind of got an amended and adjusted, a chair yoga version of a trikonasana, really stretching up. Really good. And then we'll come back. So arms coming back into this T position. So our equivalent to our warrior two in our mat yoga sessions. And then we'll exhale, twist the shoulders round to the front and take a couple of breaths. We'll do the same on the other side. So inhaling, arms into T position. Twist round to the right hand side. Just checking that we're parallel with the left knee. Relax the shoulders from the ears. We'll shift the weight forwards, really reach forwards, and then pivot down. Left hand by the left ankle. Think about our right shoulder. Draw the shoulder up and back. Open up the chest. And then if we're comfortable, raise the right hand up and stretch up for the ceiling. Remember to breathe. And then we'll come back up. So arms to T position. And then exhale, shoulders forward, hands on knees. We'll take a forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the hands down. Stretch out. So this time, maybe walking the fingers forwards. Really pressing down into the feet, supporting our weight as we feel that little stretch along the spine. And maybe that activation through the inside of the legs. And coming back up. So bringing the shoulders back up, chin on chest. Head coming up last. Really good. All right. So we've got a little time left, and we'll explore using the chair as a support in just a couple of standing positions. So using the chair in a different way and just mirroring the things that we've done in a seated position. And finding ways that we can bring our chair as a tool for support and introducing our yoga positions which feel a little bit more like a full mat session, but we have the chair here for our support whenever we need it. So starting facing the back of the chair, and I've got the backrest closest to me, and the left hand stays on the chair, and then I'm going to step outwards to the right and bring the right foot a nice big step backwards. So I've got a bend in the knee at the front, and as we did when we were seated, my left knee is above my left ankle. So I'm getting a bit of a nice straight line then across the side of my body on this right-hand side, shoulder down to knee. I can then bend my elbow on the left and draw it across the front of the chair. And then we're in more familiar ground as we did when we were seated. So my right shoulder will come up and back, flattening the back behind me. And then I've got an option here of hand on hip or drawing the right hand up and over and then really stretching through that right hand side of the body. Really good. And sweep that right hand back down, push back up, and step forwards to the chair. This time I have both wrists on the back of the chair, and then I'm just going to simply walk backwards until my arms are extended, until my ears become close to my biceps, and I get a 90-degree angle at the hips, and I just allow my chest to become heavy and sink down as I breathe. So with the shoulder blades coming together, it may feel familiar like the cactus pose that we did when we were seated. We're lengthening through the spine. And we may also feel a lengthening through the backs of the legs. A little stretch all the way across that outer curve of the whole body, from the fingertips right the way down the arms, across the shoulders, down the back, and then all the way down the legs to the heels. Nice, really big stretch. And then we'll walk back forwards, nice and slowly come back up to standing. And we'll do the same on the other side. So I'm going to twist my chair round so I haven't got my back to you, but you can obviously just twist round and do the same on the other side. So with ourselves facing the chair again, this time my right wrist is on the chair. I'm opening up to the left-hand side, stepping back with my left leg and opening my shoulders up to the left-hand side. So a really nice big step back. So we've got this nice big bend in the knee at the front, and we're lowering the pelvis down. Already starting to feel a little stretch through this leg behind us. We can take that bend in the elbow, lay the forearm across the back of the chair. Think about our shoulders, draw shoulders up and back, open the chest, and then sweep the left hand up and over to the biceps by the ear. And then really stretch, squeeze out through the fingers, push into the heel behind us. And breathe. And sweep that arm back down. Push up to standing. And step back to the front of the chair. And then once more, we'll walk backwards and stretch out the whole of the outside curve of our body. So walk back until the head drops so the biceps are by the ears. So our back is nice and flat. Stretch out through the fingers, all the way through the arms, shoulders, through the length of the spine, around the curve of the hips, and all the way down the length of the legs to the heels. So breathe. On the exhale, allow the chest to drop downwards, the shoulder blades come together. And then we'll walk back Come back to standing. And we'll come back to seated. So back to our chair and back to sitting comfortably. And we're going to come into our seated Shavasana. So at the end of our yoga session, we come to our breath, we come to a place of stillness, and we take the last few moments to really enjoy that connectivity of mind and body through the breath. So at the beginning of the session, we explored breathing all the way down to the bottom of the lungs and to use our tummy area as a little balloon to inflate and deflate. So we could use that as an option for our breath this morning, or we could return to that counting. So we inhale to 3 or 4 and hold, and then exhale to 4 or 5. So whichever option of breath work may suit you best, whichever served you best at the beginning of the session, return to our breath. As we're breathing, we'll soften through the top part of the body. So maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze and relaxing the jaw and the tongue. Using our exhalation so the shoulders can release and become heavy. We breathe slowly but deeply. And use our breath as our focal point. And if our mind begins to wander, we just return our focus to our breath and that gentle rise and fall of the chest and the tummy. We just take these last few moments of our yoga practice for ourselves and find some stillness and some calm, and just take some peaceful breathing. And taking another deep inhale and long exhale. We then allow our breathing to come back to its more normal everyday rhythm. And maybe bring a little bit of movement back into our bodies, shoulders, fingers, and feet. Becoming more present, more aware, and ready for the day ahead. And our session has once again quickly come to an end. Thanks so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you can take some of these things that we've done this morning into your everyday lives, just moving gently in between clients or when you have a moment, using the chair for support, but engaging with the breath and with the body, bringing a little bit of strength and flexibility into your body throughout the day. So I'm here next week, Tuesday morning, mat yoga session, 8 a.m., working on our bodies to move in a very mindful way. And then back next Thursday for more breath work and for more chair yoga, working through a sequence to, again, work on strength, flexibility, mobility, and mindful movement. So it'd be a great pleasure to see you again. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a really good day. Thank you.
Thank you. I feel really relaxed. I keep yawning, so it's done some good. And I just want to say the last time I did yoga was a few years ago, and I couldn't sit myself and sit with it and breathe. So this has been fantastic.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye.